Vampire hunters at war. The bizarre true story of Highgate. On Friday the 13th, March 1970, a mob armed with stakes descended on London's Highgate cemetery to hunt a vampire. But the real story wasn't the monster. It was a media war between two rival occult investigators whose public battle for fame ignited a citywide panic and created a legend. Section 1. The Haunted Ground and First Shadows. Highgate wasn't your average graveyard. A grand Victorian cemetery. By the 1960s, it had fallen into beautiful, spooky decay. Ivy crawled over Gothic tombs and winding paths vanished into weeds, making it the perfect stage for ghost stories. The legend began quietly in late 1969, when a psychic investigator named David Farrant wrote to a local paper about a gray figure he'd seen. In response, residents flooded the paper with their own ghost sightings, but not yet of a vampire. Section 2. The Vampire Hunters. Two men quickly stepped into the spotlight. David Farrant, who wrote the first letter, believed the figure was a spirit and was interested in studying it. But then came Sean Manchester, a self-proclaimed vampire hunter who embraced the drama. He contacted the press to declare the entity was a medieval Romanian vampire awakened by Satanists. Farrant, the measured investigator, versus Manchester, the theatrical slayer. Their intense dislike for one another became the engine that drove the entire affair. Section 3. The War in the Press. The feud became a national media sensation. Farrant and Manchester used newspapers and TV to push their theories and attack each other. The story grew with each telling. The vampire was now a tall, gliding figure with hypnotic red eyes. The climax hit on Friday, March 13, 1970. On an ITV broadcast, Manchester announced he would hunt the vampire that very night. The program was a starter pistol. Within hours, hundreds of people swarmed Highgate, overwhelming police and trampling graves in a chaotic search for the undead. Section 4. Aftermath and Legacy. In the frenzy that followed, tombs were desecrated, and Farrant was arrested near the cemetery with a stake and crucifix. The rivals even challenged each other to a magician's duel that never happened. Manchester later claimed he found and destroyed the vampire, while Farrant was imprisoned for damaging memorials, charges he always denied. Their bitter rivalry continued for decades, long after the public lost interest. Conclusion and CTA. So was there a real monster in Highgate? The evidence suggests the true story was about two men whose public feud transformed a few ghost sightings into a citywide panic. Their escalating claims, splashed across the papers, created the legend. What's your take? Was it a genuine entity or a media circus? Let us know in the comments.